This is video number 66 titled, Too Old. Have you ever heard someone say, "It's too late for me now"? Maybe you've said it yourself. Maybe you've looked at the calendar, done the math and thought, "I've missed my window of opportunity." That single thought is one of the most dangerous traps in life. It's the myth of being too old. Too old to change careers. Too old to start a business. Too old to go back to school. Too old to fall in love. Too old to chase a dream. But here's the truth. You're never too old to set a goal. You're never too old to reach it. Time doesn't disqualify you. Mindset does. And tonight, I want to show you that not only is it possible to reach your goals later in life, but in many cases, you might actually be more equipped to achieve them now than you were in your 20s. Age is an asset, not a limitation. Here's what most people miss. Age comes with advantages that younger dreamers don't have. Experience. You've already learned what works and what doesn't. Resilience. You've faced challenges and survived. Networks. You know more people and have more connections than ever before. Self-knowledge. You know who you are and what truly matters. When you've lived through enough years, you stop chasing what's meaningless. Your goals become sharper, clearer, and more aligned with your values. Let's look at the example of Colonel Sanders. At 65 years old, Harlan Sanders was broke, living on a $105 Social Security check. Most would have retired quietly. Instead, he took his fried chicken recipe and went on the road, pitching it to restaurants. One rejection after another, over 1,000 of them, until finally one said yes. That's how Kentucky Fried Chicken was born. Today, it's one of the most recognizable food brands in the world. If Sanders had believed he was too old, that chicken recipe would have died with him. Breaking the mental barrier. The phrase "too old" is rarely about actual ability. It's about fear. Fear that you'll be judged. Fear that you'll fail. Fear that you've waited too long and missed the opportunity. But the longer you live, the more you realize most people are too busy worrying about their own lives to focus on yours. And failure? It's just feedback. Laura Ingalls Wilder. You might know her as the author of Little House on the Prairie, but did you know she didn't publish her first book until she was 65? She spent decades farming and teaching before she ever put a story on paper. Her books went on to inspire millions. The world is full of late bloomers. The evidence is everywhere. Grandma Moses, the famous painter, began painting seriously in her late 70s. She created over 1,500 paintings after most people had already stopped working. Ray Kroc was 52 when he bought the McDonald's brand from the McDonald brothers and turned it into a global franchise. Diana Neon swam from Cuba to Florida, 110 miles in open water without a shark cage at age 64. These aren't exceptions. They are reminders that ambition doesn't have an expiration date. The only thing that expires is the belief that you can. Why goals later in life can be easier to reach. When you're younger, you may have more energy, but you also have more distractions, uncertainty about your path, limited resources, and the temptation to chase too many things at once. Later in life, you're more focused. You understand the value of time. You've built financial, emotional, and social resources. It's like climbing a mountain with a well-packed backpack instead of running up it empty-handed. Vera Wang. Before becoming a world-famous fashion designer, Vera Wang was a figure skater and a journalist. She entered the fashion industry at age 40, and now she's one of the most respected names in design. How to start today, no matter your age. Redefine your timeline. Forget the idea that you should have achieved something by a certain age. Your timeline is yours alone. Set specific goals. Vague dreams fade. Clear goals focus your energy. Leverage your experience. Use your hard-earned skills and connections to accelerate progress. Stay physically and mentally fit. Take care of your body and mind to give yourself the stamina to pursue big things. Surround yourself with believers. Age-related doubt is contagious. Spend time with people who inspire action, not inaction. Peter Rodgett, the man who created the Rogers Thesaurus, published it at age 73. Imagine if he had thought, "Well, I'm too old for this now." Your best chapter may be ahead. Your age is not the closing of your book. It's just the start of a new chapter. You are the author, and you decide when the story ends. Maybe the reason your dream hasn't come true yet is because now is the moment you're ready for it. Now you have the strength, the wisdom, the resilience, and the perspective you didn't have before. If you've been telling yourself you're too old, let me say this clearly. You are not too old. You are perfectly timed. The clock is still ticking, but instead of seeing it as counting down, see it as counting up to the moment you rise, take action, and make it happen. So set the goal, start the project, launch the business, write the book, take the trip, learn the skill. Don't let the myth of too old keep you from the life you are still meant to live, because when you finally take that step, you might just find your greatest success isn't behind you, it's in front of you. Like this video right now. Write in the comment section, I am not too old.